Ba-da-ba-bum, ba-da-ba-bum. I got him, you got him, we got him. Comic issues, yeah!
Hey everyone, welcome to Comic Issues episode 21. We can officially drink now. I can't believe it's been 21 episodes plus some episodes sprinkled in here and there. One thing I do want to say is this weekend coming up is Easter. So that whatever you comment for Wednesday's episode will be taken over to the next Wednesday. Sunday's just going to be, I'm going to pre-record an Easter episode. So you got that to look forward to, or not. You might hate that if you don't like Easter. But it was brought to my attention that I forgot to tell my embarrassing story about this comic. So I'll take you back to September 2018. I was at the Cincinnati Comic Expo, and we were there all day. And I usually take a whole binder full of comics to go around and get people to sign them and just meet the artists. And it's usually a really good time. And this comic's not in that great shape, but I don't care. I just get everything signed that I can. And so this was no exception. So I'm going around. I really like this issue because it's Punisher and it's a holiday special and it looks really cool. And I keep going past the Jose Delbo's desk, and he's not there. His wife's usually there. He's an elderly gentleman at this point. So he doesn't have much set up at his booth. He's just got a little sign, $5 for autographs, and that's pretty much all he's doing is just signing stuff. So I'm walking past, kind of like stalking this guy, really. It's just his booth. And finally, I'm like, all right, let's just leave, me and my friend. And like, okay, let's walk past one more time as we're leaving. And he happens to be there, so I'm so excited. I dig through my comics. I pull out the Punisher one, and I take it up to him. I'm like, here's my $5. And I give it to him, and he starts thumbing through it with like a little puzzled look on his face. I'm like, oh no. Thumbing through it. And then he just pushes it to me, and he's like, I didn't do any art in this. And we kind of had trouble communicating because he's from Argentina, and his English is not the greatest. I mean, he could speak to you and everything, but yeah, it's just we just had trouble. So I was like, no, I think maybe you did just the cover art. And he looks at it again. He's like, well, I'm old. Maybe you know better than me. So he signs it right there, Jose Delbo. So I get home and I start second guessing myself. I'm like, holy smokes, what have I done? And then, I look at the back of the book and I see this. S. Geiger. So I had taken tape and put on all of my comics of who I needed to get signed. That does not say Jose Delbo. So I made this poor guy sign a comic that he didn't even do. So I wrote him on Facebook and apologized right as we were driving home, and he was really cool about it. What I really wanted to get signed was Brute Force #1, which is about some animals that are crime or like superheroes, but they dress up in these special suits and they get to be superheroes, which was really cool. I really wanted to get that one signed, but it's just in the heat of the moment of not knowing if he was going to be there. And then I had like the whole pack, like a big folder full of, so I was just trying to slide it out real quick. And I knew I was looking for this guy to get signed as well. I just put it with the wrong person. And you know what would have been even funnier is if I actually went to S. Geiger to get him to sign it afterwards, had I noticed it and I was there. Because S. Geiger didn't even do this. It was Bill Wiley. And Bill Wiley was not at the show. So it would have been a double dose of dumb. So that's my story. And let's spin the wheel here. Let me get it pulled up. Here we go. Let's spin this thing. Only four entries this week. People probably busy or something. We don't have to have it full every time. But I really appreciate the people that do put it on there, so we have more stories on the wheel. But here we go. Let's spin it. Looks like easy R7. R7. R7 wins it. Get the comic out. We'll open it up in a second, guys. Got the envelope. Let's see what's in it. Hopefully it's not a Batman or a kiss. It probably will be. Ooh. What the heck is this? Herman #1. Oh, okay. So this, I think, is a parody comic of... So Cerberus is this little dog guy, Cerberus from Hell. And they do... what is it called? Is it Aardvark Comics or something like that? They do parodies every month of another comic. You know, they've done the one with the Batman Black Edition where he's got, you know, his dong hanging out. They've done that one. I get it every month just because it's cool. But this one, I think, is a parody of Joe Hill's Thumbprint. I think, because it looks like that. It could be, I think there was also a cover like this for Rorschach, the newest, like one of the Rorschachs that came out. But I've never really read any of these. I love parody comics. I just always buy them. Hardly ever read them for some reason, but yeah. So cool. I look forward to this one. Let me get it read. All right. What a difficult comic to review. So this comic, I had to pick and choose what I could do with it. There's a lot of political stuff in there, a lot of COVID stuff, a lot of just stuff that I don't like to talk about on this channel, right? So I tried to keep a lot of that stuff out, and so that, you know, there's not going to be much to this comic, unfortunately, but I can show you kind of like what, you know, how this comic goes about. And it's definitely a parody. The cover is a parody of Rorschach. I'll show you here, and I'll also show you why I thought it could have been Joe Hill's Thumbprint, which is a good book too. I haven't read Rorschach though. So this thing was even difficult to try to figure out who wrote it and who did the art. I still don't know. So I did some research. The book says it was drawn by Gustave Doré, and that's who did the pencils. But when I look up Gustave Doré, he's a French artist from 1832 to 1883. Yeah, I guess they don't want you to know who did it. And the guy the person that they said did the words is David Birdsong. And unless this is just like some guy that works at the gas station or something, I can't find anything on David Birdsong. So maybe you have to know more about this this publisher, Aardvark Publishing, to be able to know what the hell's going on with this comic. Anyways, so we start off and we're with the Watcher, and it's the Watchvark. The Watchvark is who he is, and he is the viewer of all recorded media. So he's saying that just like the other Watchers, he can't intervene, but he sees something going on, you know, that needs some intervening, and it happens to be Herman, right? Herman's kind of like full-body Rorschach suit, so he's constantly changing and stuff like Rorschach's mask. So he's telling him how to edit his blog. So he comes down and tells him he needs to turn picture smoothing on, and so it'll look like a telenova. And while he's at it, let's go through the rest of the stuff that he's been doing. But he gets quickly bored, and they start channel surfing. And Herman's like, well, you know what? Why are you channel surfing? Aren't you going to miss stuff? So we've been doing this so long that I can view the channels as they're flipping. So they get bored with channel surfing and they decide to go to YouTube. And in YouTube, Herman asks them, aren't you supposed to get some kind of enjoyment out of this? He's like, enjoyment? No, we just got to watch everything that we can. And all videos just must be watched. And he says he has the same conversation with his great uncle Guernsey back in 2010 about the junior high cheerleader competition. And it seriously effed him up. So we go, while he's in YouTube, they show the pop-up ads, and there's an ad here for your safety in the horrors of Babylon. Hole of Wonders is now offering curbside service. So also while that's happening, a pop-up for Pussy Kings comes up, and it's not what you're thinking. It's Netflix is the Tiger King, but just the difference. They just call it that. And they started getting mad. They loathe advertisements, but they really like the jingles. So they keep going and seeing what else is on. And it turns out they go into the Tiger King a little bit here, or Pussy King. And this is talking about the time when he run for president. And he said he knew it wasn't a surprise to either of us that the outcome of the election was contested. What was a surprise is that the court ruled that Tiger King should be president. So here you see, I think that looks like Mike Myers back there in the back with a white tiger. Just really weird stuff in this. And so another YouTube video. Now we go to Kent Olson working from home with this update about coin shortage. So, this was going on. You guys remember that? The coin shortage. I'm not sure why he keeps asking that he knows he's not gay. I don't. That has nothing to do with this whole thing. So here you see Kent Olson and his son. And his son picked him some flowers. And he's like, not now. Daddy's working, son. So I guess everybody's working from home. This might be something that actually happened with some kind of reporter on Fox. I guess it's not Fox News. I think it is Fox News Ghana. Yeah, there it is. Fox News Ghana. But they break away from that story because the only Arby's in Hades is on fire. So there's a reporter down there asking, what the heck's going on? And he's like, well, somebody was in here coughing around and coughing and all over the place. So we had to sterilize. And the big monster, and the guy's like, you lit the Arby's on fire to sterilize it from COVID-19? And the monster's like, no, we lit the Arby's on fire because it's Arby's. And then we're right on to a different story. And one of the newscasters ends up losing his makeup artist to COVID-19, and he's sad about it. And what he's most sad about is that now he doesn't have anybody to do his makeup, but there's a cure for that. So he goes and he starts watching a YouTube video of how to do your makeup. And here's a lady, showing all the what you should do, and the picture has nothing to do with the talking. But sorry, that's my friggin' lizard going crazy in his cage. But yeah, so we dip over to and the After Effects. And there he is after the tutorial. Maria won't be missed. It's so funny. So they decide to subscribe to Guyana Plus, which is kind of like Disney Plus. So they're hoping to see some boobs. Everything's so congested on the system that everything's loading in real slow, and here they're looking for mammaries, and it's all distorted, so it kind of looks like maybe some boobs are coming in or not, and it finally pops in, and it's Mickey Mouse dressed as Darth Vader there, and they get all mad about it, and they wanna cancel it. And another pop-up happens and about the coin shortage again, and they're on day 72. There's growing concern that there aren't enough Saskatchewan dollars to go around. So wanting to see some boobs, Herman's like, why don't we just go to Pornhub? So they go to Pornhub, and before they can watch anything, just tons of pop-ups and ads and everything starts coming up. And Herman wants to get out of there now. There's too much stuff going on. And one of the ads says, "Grab him by the is a perfectly fine slogan for the White House petting zoo. But these hats are going to cause brand confusion." They start talking about how COVID gets spread. It stays on paper for this long. It stays on stamps for this long. It stays on cardboard for this long. How long the shelf life is on a magazine. All these different things like the news was telling us before. They say in countries with R, stamps will be safe if the girls are wearing miniskirts, hot pants, and bathing suit pictures. Postcards written on in blue ink are okay, but postcards written on in black ink or marker can be highly toxic for up to 5 years. Yeah. And then we have a couple page spread that has nothing to do with this story that happens, and it's about Herman dealing with everyday issues in his blog. These I couldn't list, most of them, because they're all about COVID. They're all about current politics. They're all about all that stuff. So no, but this one was pretty funny. Payday Candy Bar is changing its name because it's offensive to people who don't have jobs. Food offensive? Stop eating. Problem solved. So it's Herman taking the things of the day and trying to sort them out. The story pretty much ends with the watch mark there again and saying, I began watching before you were born and will continue long after you die. Know that when you die, there will be episodes of your favorite show that you won't get to see, but I will. So, yeah. Well, yeah. I don't even consider this as like a comic review. I mean, there's really nothing to this thing. But I got to do every one that comes out. So this is a rough one, guys. Hopefully we don't ever get another one of these, because it's just all over the place and it's very hard to keep track of and to even do a synopsis about or anything. But yeah, okay, that's it. Be good to yourselves. Have a good one.